India in the World Press Freedom Index was a shock for us, but it was a surprise as well. We didn't thought that the situation would be so bad. So let me quickly explain how we build up this index. We use both quantitative and qualitative data. Regarding the quantitative data, we monitor all press freedom violations, and last year at least 2 journalists were killed because of their work. That's a long-term trend. Every year we have 2 to 4 journalists who are killed in India, but that was before Prime Minister Modi came to power. The big difference is that now we have 11 journalists who are currently in jail because of their work. So that's quite a large number. And we also saw that a lot of journalists were attacked last year while covering mobs, demonstrations, especially pro-government demonstrations or anti-Muslim, anti-Sikh mobs. And in general, journalists who try to cover these events are not welcome. Activists want to target the messenger so that they can impose their own narrative. Another aspect is the qualitative data. So that's based on a questionnaire that we give to several Indian journalists and media experts. It's based on perception. And I think that's what makes the difference. I think this plunging, this drop, is related to, is kind of a result of 8 years of Prime Minister Modi rule. I'm saying 8 years because the data is from last year. With several phenomena regarding, for instance, the concentration of the media. Media in India is very rich. There are a lot of media outlets, but it's all very concentrated. And the media owners are often very close to Prime Minister Modi. That's a real phenomenon. Like if you take the CEO of Reliance Industries Group, Mukesh Ambani, I think he has like more than 70 media outlets. So it means that he's followed by 80 million Indians. And basically what the media outlets broadcast or write is pro-government or yeah, very sensitive to the government narrative. And we saw it very clearly earlier this year when the NDTV, New Delhi TV, was bought by another mogul, Gautam Adani, who is also a close friend of Prime Minister Modi. And half of the newsroom of NDTV just left because they realized that they couldn't work anymore like proper journalists, giving a pluralistic view. So that's, I mean, this is why I think journalists in India feel that their power is really, really shrinking. And there is this saying in India where mainstream media are now called Godi media, which is a kind of pun between Modi and lapdogs, very clearly. And so you have, of course, you have some niche media who are basically English-speaking media for, let's say, educated people who are still very pluralistic in their treatment of information. But really, the mainstream media now is close to propaganda outlets, and journalists who try to give another narrative, to give other views, are also subject to judicial harassment. That's another trend that we have witnessed last year, is some kind of weaponization of legislation. You have several legislation in India which are questionable, often inherited from the British rule, but you have Sedition Law, Official Secrets Act, some very vague laws that have been weaponized, instrumentalized to target journalists and prevent them to to say what the government don't want them to say. So I think that's what explains this drop. I think it's really the result of 8 years of Prime Minister Modi rule.